Hi, I'm Wayne O'Keefe, fishing here, Maribyrnong River. One of my favourite spots actually because it's not too far from my place and it's pretty convenient. Get in here for a couple of hours, catch a few fish, have some fun. Well, got the first one, whoops, and I've got both rods going up at the moment. This is a first fish is a goby. These are an introduced species, so I don't know what the ruling is on these things. I'm going to put him back, but he is small, and I don't think they get that big. Oh. And this one's a bit bigger. It's got me down in the rocks. So he's actually playing quite, it'd be a bream, and oh wow, playing quite well actually on pretty light line. So yeah, it's pretty good. I got this one on a worm. Oh, that is a good bream. That is a good sized bream. Try not to fall in. Wow, this is a surprise. Now I caught this on a worm because there's been a lot of rain lately. Oh, it's very fat too. Oh. Wow, now look at that. He feels like he'd be close to 800, 900 grams, this guy. Now, as that for a nice fish straight off, caught on worm on a small hook, in close. Not a bad fish, hey? No. He's going back though, he's a breeder, so I'll put him back. Well, that nice bream, that was interesting. I hadn't cast far out, even though the tide is really low. The water's discoloured from all the rain we've had just recently. And that rain's fantastic because what it does, it puts a bit of colour in, it washes silt and things like that into the water. That then colours the water up so the fish feel that they can't be seen. They feel more comfortable and safer. They can't be seen by predators quite as well. They'll come into the more shallow water. The other thing is that whenever there's rain and lots of it, it naturally washes lots of food in. Food of all different types, insects and things like that, but worms in particular, especially from the soil on the side of the bank. So always taking worms, even in salt water, even in brackish water like this, you know, an estuary, is well worth it just for a trial, because sometimes it'll outfish everything else. Because the worms are about, because that food is about, the fish become used to it, they become habituated to actually taking the easy worms, the easy food that's there. So just continuing with that, the food that they're used to, you know, can be the way to actually get those fish. They say match the cast. Because the sun has come out, I've actually cast a bit further out now because the water's low and the conditions are getting a bit bright for the fish, so I found that they're getting more bites further out than at, so I've got two spots, one close in and one further out, so just tighten that up. And certainly the one further out is getting more bites. Like that. Here. Yeah. This will be probably another mullet, I think, because I brought the mullet into that spot. And no, oh yes, yeah, mullet.
not big fish at the moment, but at least they're coming in. So it's all about, it's just all about getting the fish into the area, and hopefully the bigger ones will follow the smaller ones in. So we'll get our next one soon. Now this fish hit it just as virtually as it hit the bottom. Amazing. So I've really got the fish in the area now. This is not a big one, but the fish are now waiting. It's a mullet. Okay, whoops. So mullet, and what's happened is I've been casting so consistently to the same spot that the fish are hitting it on the drop. Nice way to be fishing. Now if there's enough activity, big fish can come in, so that's what I'm really waiting for. I want to get twice this size, and I want to get those bream, but at least the method is working. So this one will go back. The wind's picked up a little bit, so just makes casting a bit harder, but anyway, going out to my spot again there, and that's right in the middle.
Okay, I'm into one now, and probably a bream, I'd say, by the way it's fighting. They're using the current, because there's a bit of flow in the water, using the current quite well to create resistance. I've got to be a bit careful because I'm using really light line, and there's plenty of rocks down there. So I might have to go down onto the rocks to get him. But yeah, they fight well in this flow. I'll just go and get him. Hanging him out to dry. Anyway, there's the burley that I've got now is really getting these things moving. Not a huge fish, but a bit of fun in this water and with light line. So I'll just keep this going. You know, I've been missing some bites. I caught a couple of bream, and then I'm missing some bites. I couldn't work out why it was going so badly. I brought it in, checked my hook, and the very, very tip of the hook had just been bent around, just slightly. But the thing is, it makes all the difference. So I've changed the hook. We'll see if that improves things. But really, really important to do. I mean, I always have a hook sharpener with me. Today I don't have one, typically. And so I've had to change hooks to make sure that I always have a sharp edge on those things, because it makes a huge difference. And when you're catching fish that have teeth like bream do, those teeth can actually just bend or even take the edge off the hook completely, and it won't penetrate properly. You'll lose fish, and who wants to do that? Okay, well, the sharper hooks seem to be doing the job. Not a big fish, but yet again, so there's not going to be big fish except for the one good bream I caught today. Maybe there's not going to be any other big ones here, but there's a few fish nonetheless. Okay, yep, little bream, but well, I've got them in the area, and this one's another little mullet. So they're biting pretty quickly. I'm getting them pretty much within a minute or two of casting in. So once you get the burley working, the fish really come.
Now I just caught this little gobby here, and the same thing. I had no hit on this rod here with a worm on it until I did one small wind, and then he jumped on it. Now this is not my target species at all, but it just, in fact, he's taken one of the worms. That's one that he had. So it's not my target species, but it just shows you that sometimes just that single wind, once you've cast in and it's been there for a while, nothing's happening, one single wind can stimulate a fish nearby to hit. So just do the single wind, wait. If nothing happens, then you can wind in. It's worth just having a single wind before you wind in to see if you can actually nail something.
Okay, got another one just after that single wind again. Really seems to be working today. The fish are just hanging by the bait sometimes. another bream, and I am catching these on what I call my survival tackle, which is a short trace, pre-stretched lightweight line attached to my rig. It's my survival pack. If you look on my website, howtofish.com.au, you'll see them there, and it's really working today. Okay, let's get it out there again. And to the same spot, I've got my marker on the other side. I feel that hit the bottom, when I feel that the burley cage hit the bottom like now, so it's not moving from there, just tighten up. And I'm getting bites already. And listen, maybe, it's hard to tell with this, that'd be a bream I'd say by the way it's fighting. Yeah, they're only small fish today, but it's heaps of fun. No, it's a mullet. And they've been like peas in a pod in this size. It's amazing. So I must have a whole school out there just waiting for the bait to land. But it's been good fun. And if you were, if you're a mulloway fisherman or something like that, this would be great live bait for those. But it's been good fun catching them. Okay, now I'm in trouble. I've been using my light gear, and now I've got something quite a bit bigger. And I'm not sure I'm going to get this in. Oh, yeah, it's just taken it and run. Oh my goodness. So this is the time when sometimes you can go too light and you find it's got the best of you. So I got a feeling I'm going to have to walk down and see if I can actually walk with this thing and stop it. Otherwise this is going to just break off. Well, I'm afraid that was tougher than I thought. I don't know what it was, but it was pretty damn big. Anyway, I lost that fight, and there's not really much I could do about it. It was just far too big. It would have been a beautiful fish. It could have been a reasonable size, maybe a piggy or something, I don't know, but or maybe even a small mulloway. But I've got really light line. I'm only expecting the smaller fish, probably up to about 1 kilo or so. It is similar to that first bream that I got, but nothing bigger than that. So unfortunately, lost that one today. So I'm casting to the spot that was the closer in spot, about a third of the way out. It's now become productive. I've been casting there before. I hadn't really been getting much, but I built up the burley. Now the fish are coming there, and well, my other rod got broken off with that big fish, so I'm not using that at the moment. So that I'd have to reset that line. I'll be going soon. But now it just shows you that if you use 2 rods, 2 different spots, and you can cast to those spots each time, you'll get those fish coming in. So I'm using the shorter rod for this. It seems to be working. So it's cast in, and now I hold the rod and feel everything that's happening. So, and this is where rather than have a flexible rod like I had before, and look at the mullet, there it is. So, the smaller rod, little mullet, and they're quite easy to catch on these shorter rods. I've got a very stiff graphite rod, and so I'm actually holding it at the time. You can feel the little bites radiating through the rod, and if you know how to do it properly, as soon as you feel that little tiny bit of tension, you can strike into the fish and get it. Mullet can be notoriously hard to hook otherwise. Well, it's getting a bit windy now, so I've caught a few fish, so I think I'm going to call it a day. What people have asked me, I've got a number of emails about what are the best times to go fishing, and usually whenever I have a video, I always describe the conditions at the time and how I think the fishing is going to be. But look, you can check my website, howtofish.com.au. That has a lot of free articles on fishing, the best fishing conditions. So just go to that, have a look on there, and I give a fairly decent rundown on the conditions the best conditions for fishing, what to look for. So, and that should help you a lot. But remember, no matter what the conditions are, you can always improve things by using burley and the light tackle and finessing your gear. So that is really important at the same time. And there are some factors like tide and rain, wind, overcast conditions. Some things are really great for fishing, some not as much, but you can actually influence things and improve things simply by using the attractants like burley, the right bait, fresh baits, and a gear that sort of matches the best possible fishing conditions. But anyway, have a look at my website and you can check out some of that information and it should help. I've been here 2 hours. I caught quite a few fish. I had a lot of fun. Tried a couple of different techniques. Caught a reasonable sized bream. Missed something big, which is just is an absolute killer to lose. But there's been action for quite a while. Using the burley and the light line setups has worked really well. So I'm off to do some work at home now. But it was great to be able to use a couple of hours in the morning really productively. Have a bit of fun, you know. Really sets up your day.